Taylor Sheridan's forgotten Yellowstone character is so much better than Travis. Despite the Yellowstone screenwriter and showrunner's divisive role in Season 5, Taylor Sheridan has a different, more likable character within his neo-Western franchise. After significant production delays, Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, debuted with 6 episodes to close out the Dutton family saga as we know it. The second half of the final season was full of twists, but perhaps the least expected was the prominent screen time of Sheridan's Travis Wheatley, a skilled horseman and friend of John Dutton IA. While Travis appeared throughout Yellowstone's 5 seasons, his role in the 5th outing received opposition from fans and critics alike. The 5th and final Yellowstone season was a bold outing for the series, despite criticism that Sheridan's story ignored some characters while focusing too much on others. Still, the Yellowstone Season 5 finale was a satisfying, full-circle ending, allowing the remaining members of the Dutton family to move on from their family's controversial Montana land legacy. Case settled at East Camp with his family after selling the ranch to the Broken Rock tribe. Likewise, Beth and Rip moved off the ranch to Dillon, Montana, with Carter, where the Beth and Rip Yellowstone spinoff will continue their story. Throughout Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, Sheridan appeared as Travis Wheatley, a Texas-based horse trainer and rodeo competitor for the Bosk Ranch. Travis had a close relationship with John Dutton, who bought show horses from Sheridan to bring more profit to the ranch. His prominence in the final outing didn't change after John Dutton IE's death. Sheridan included himself in most of Season 5, Part 2, appearing in 4 of the 6 episodes that closed the series. Ultimately, Sheridan's role received backlash because he had more screen time than expected, which might have distracted the plot from other characters. Sheridan's role in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, was particularly off-putting. Beth traveled down to Travis 4-6's ranch in Texas to ensure the horse trainer would make an adequate profit on her family's show horses. While Beth's journey to Texas was a fun addition to the show, the segment was unfocused on the ultimate ending, while other characters' stories fell by the wayside. For instance, Sheridan's extensive screen time, partially used to poke fun at Beth, could have been dedicated to Jamie, giving viewers insight into how John Dutton's adopted son was processing his overwhelming personal and political hurdles. While Sheridan factored in disappointingly to Yellowstone Season 5, he played a different role in another Yellowstone series, one that worked much better. In the first Yellowstone prequel series, titled 1883 for the year it takes place, Sheridan plays Charles Goodnight. Charles is a cowboy who helps the 1883 cast face-off with cattle thieves in Kansas City. He is close with Shay Brennan and Thomas, who lead a wagon train on the Oregon Trail that John Dutton IE's great-great-grandfather, James Dutton, tags along with. Charles Goodnight appears in the 1883 episodes Lightning Yellow Hair and A Weep of Surrender alongside Sam and Two Feathers, Comanche people who trade with and protect the wagon train. While Shay, Thomas, and James are all capable fighters from their respective experiences in the Civil War, a gang of cattle thieves who stole their herd outnumber them as they engage in a gunfight. Travis' character provides an assist at the perfect moment, and he, Sam, and Two Feathers fend off the remaining bandits. After their adversaries are dead, Charlie opts to stay and pray for them, highlighting his morality. Sheridan's Charles Goodnight character has a more palatable screen presence for the Yellowstone showrunner, and there are a few reasons. In Yellowstone Season 5, Beth, Rip, and Case are somewhat at the mercy of Travis' antics, since they need the money from his expertise to help make the ranch's mortgage payment. Therefore, in many ways, Travis is positioned as a savior in the final episodes of the neo-Western, which makes his misogynistic jabs at Beth all the more unsavory. Before the final outing, Sheridan mostly appeared on horseback or while making jokes at Jimmy Herdstrom's expense, which is the norm. In 1883, Sheridan also plays a hero, coming in at the last moment and saving the wagon train's leaders from dying in a gunfight. Still, upon successfully taking down the cattle thieves, Charles Goodnight credits the Comanche men he rides with for everyone's safety. Charles' humility lends itself to Sheridan's character, with Sam and Two Feathers vastly overshadowing his appearance. Thus, Sheridan's mistake in Yellowstone Season 5 was to saturate the narrative with his character, poking fun at the sixth-generation Duttons as he saved them, whereas his more understated and humble appearance in 1883 sprawling tapestry of Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone, a series known for its gritty storytelling and deeply flawed yet captivating characters. One name often overshadowed is Travis. Played by Sheridan himself, Travis is the confident cowboy-turned-horse trader whose bravado and sharp tongue inject moments of levity and grit into the show. But while Travis has his charm, there's another, largely forgotten character from the early seasons who stands out as a prime example of Sheridan's ability to craft layered, compelling personas. This character, though seldom discussed, arguably outshines Travis in both complexity and narrative impact. Dan Jenkins. Dan Jenkins, played by Danny Huston, was introduced in Season 1 as a slick, wealthy land developer whose ambition brought him head-to-head with the Dutton family. While his role as a foil to John Dutton and his empire seemed straightforward at first, Jenkins' journey over the course of his time on the show revealed a depth and vulnerability that made him a standout presence. In many ways, Jenkins embodied the kind of antagonist that Yellowstone does best. Not purely evil, but deeply human, with motives and emotions that resonate with viewers. Unlike Travis, whose role is more niche and often confined to the world of horse trading and rodeo, Jenkins was a character with broad stakes. His storyline tapped into the central themes of Yellowstone: the clash of old and new, the fight for power, and the moral ambiguities of protecting one's legacy. Jenkins represented the encroaching modern world, a man who saw Montana's rugged beauty not as a heritage to be preserved, but as a commodity to be developed. Yet as the series progressed, it became clear that Jenkins was more than just a greedy developer. He was a man caught in the crossfire of larger forces, struggling to maintain his own sense of identity and purpose. One of the most compelling aspects of Jenkins' character was his relationship with the Duttons. Initially, he was positioned as an enemy, someone whose ambitions threatened the very foundation of the Yellowstone Ranch. But as the power dynamics shifted and more sinister forces emerged, like the Beck brothers and later market equities, Jenkins' role became more nuanced. He wasn't so much an adversary as he was a rival, someone who could, under different circumstances, have been an ally. This complexity made his interactions with John Dutton particularly fascinating. The two men represented opposite sides of a cultural and economic divide, yet their mutual respect, however grudging, hinted at a shared understanding of what it means to fight for something larger than oneself. In contrast, Travis's character operates on a more superficial level. While undeniably entertaining, Travis often serves as comic relief or a plot device to showcase Sheridan's love for the equestrian world. His swagger, quick wit, and undeniable skill as a horseman make him memorable, but his character lacks the depth and stakes that define Jenkins. Where Jenkins grappled with existential questions about his place in a rapidly changing world, Travis's primary concerns are centered around his next rodeo or horse deal. This isn't to say that Travis doesn't have his moments. He's a fun character who adds flavor to the series, but he doesn't carry the same narrative weight as Jenkins. Another aspect that sets Jenkins apart is his vulnerability. Unlike the stoic Duttons or the brash Travis, Jenkins was often shown at his most human during moments of fear, doubt, and desperation. His attempts to navigate the treacherous waters of Montana's power struggles revealed a man who was out of his depth but unwilling to back down. This vulnerability made him relatable, even as his actions occasionally put him at odds with the show's protagonists. Viewers could see themselves in Jenkins, a man who wanted success and security for his family, but found himself ensnared in a battle far bigger than he anticipated. Jenkins' demise in Season 2 remains one of the most poignant moments in Yellowstone. His death at the hands of the Beck brothers was brutal and senseless, a stark reminder of the high stakes and brutal realities of the world Sheridan has created. Yet, even in death, Jenkins' impact lingered. His character served as a cautionary tale about the cost of ambition and the fine line between progress and destruction. It's a testament to Danny Huston's performance and Sheridan's writing that Jenkins' absence is still felt seasons later.